Class 12 Accountancy Numerical Problem Solutions, presented by NCERT.com. In this video, we are going to provide Accounting for Partnership Basic Concepts, Distribution of Profits Solutions, Problem 4 Solution. The problem statement is as follows. Aakriti and Bindu entered into partnership for making garment on April 1st, 2000 XA without any partnership agreement. They introduced capitals of 5 lakh rupees and 3 lakh rupees respectively. On October 1st, 2000 XA, Aakriti advanced 20,000 rupees by way of loan to the firm without any agreement as to interest. Profit and loss account for the year ended March 31st, 2000 XB showed a profit of 43,000 rupees. Partners could not agree upon the question of interest and the basis of division of profit. You are required to divide the profits between them by preparing profit and loss appropriation account. Also give reasons in support of your answer. So, as per the given problem, the partners Aakriti and Bindu entered into partnership without preparing any partnership agreement. So, there was a disagreement regarding the interest as well as regarding how the profits should be distributed. So, we need to divide the profits between the partners by preparing the profit and loss appropriation account. We would also give our reasons regarding the various practices adopted by us in the distribution of the profits. So, when the partnership deed is not prepared and when there is a disagreement between the partners, then we consider the provisions of the Partnership Act 1932 which are relevant for accounting. So, as per this act, we know that if the partnership deed is silent about interest on capital, then there is no need to consider interest on capital. In other words, there will not be any interest on the capital, and the interest on loan should be considered at the rate of 6% per annum. Also, the profit should be distributed among the partners in the equal ratio or in the ratio 1:1. These provisions will become the reasons for all the assumptions that we are going to make in the upcoming calculations. With this information at our disposal, let's now proceed with the analysis of the problem. Now, it is given in the problem that at the end of the accounting period, the profit and loss account is showing a profit of 43,000 rupees. We know that this profit in the profit and loss account is nothing but a credit balance in the profit and loss account. So, for distributing this profit among the partners, this profit should be transferred to the profit and loss appropriation account. At the same time, as we are transferring the profit out of the profit and loss account, we should debit the profit and loss account with this profit amount. However, before we proceed, there is one thing that should be considered. It is given in the problem that there is a disagreement regarding the interest. So, we can consider that this interest is not considered in the profit and loss account. So, what should we do now? In this case, instead of transferring this profit directly to the profit and loss appropriation account, we transfer it to the profit and loss adjustment account. In this account, we consider the interest, and after considering the interest amount, the resulting balance of the profit should be distributed among the partners. Now, the preparation of the profit and loss account is not in the scope of this problem. So, let's leave out the profit and loss account related debit entry and let's directly post the profit and loss adjustment account related credit entry into the profit and loss adjustment account. But first, let's prepare the format of the profit and loss adjustment account as it is not yet prepared. Let's first write the title as profit and loss adjustment account. Let's then write the headers DR and CR to designate the debit and credit sides respectively. Let's then have the individual columns. On the debit side, let us have the columns particulars and amount in rupees. Let us have the same columns on the credit side also. Now, let us write by profit and loss account in the particulars column on the credit side. This indicates that the profit from the profit and loss account is transferred to the profit and loss adjustment account. Let us then write the profit amount of 43,000 rupees in the amount column on the credit side. Now, in this profit and loss adjustment account, we should consider the interest on loan. To calculate the interest, let's first write the heading Interest on Loan. This will indicate that the upcoming calculation is related to the interest on loan. Now, it is given in the problem that the partner Aakriti has given a loan amount of 20,000 rupees to the firm. And we have seen in the provisions of the Partnership Act that the interest on loan should be considered at the rate of 6% per annum. So, let's multiply the loan given by the partner Aakriti, which is equal to 20,000 rupees, with the rate of interest on loan, which is equal to 6 upon 100. This should give us the interest for 1 year or 12 months. But it's given in the problem that the loan was given by the partner Aakriti on October 1st, 2000 XA, and this accounting period is ending on March 31st of the following year. So, from October 1st of any given year to March 31st of the following year, the duration of time is 6 months, right? So, this interest on loan should be considered only for 6 months, not for the entire year. So, let's multiply this yearly interest with 6 upon 12. This should give us the interest on loan for a period of 6 months. Let's now cancel the 2 zeros in 100 for the 2 zeros in 20,000 rupees. Now, cancelling with 6, 6 ones are and 6 twos are. Again cancelling with 2, 2 ones are and 2 threes are. If you multiply the remaining 200 with 3, we get 600 rupees. This is the interest on loan given by the partner Aakriti for a period of 6 months. Now, for posting this interest on loan, we should debit the interest on partner's loan account and credit the partner's capital account. However, the preparation of these interest on partner's loan account and partner's capital account are not in the scope of this problem. So, we don't have to deal with the postings into these accounts. What I mean is that in reality, these entries will be posted into those accounts, but we are not showing it here. And we should proceed by assuming that these entries are posted into those accounts. Now, after posting these entries into those accounts, we should transfer the interest on partner's loan from the interest on partner's loan account to the profit and loss adjustment account. Also note that as this interest is an expense for the business, it will be posted on the interest on partner's loan account's debit side. So, when we transfer this amount from the interest on partner's loan account to the profit and loss adjustment account, we should transfer it on the debit side. Now, as we are transferring this interest on partner's loan account from the interest on partner's loan account to the profit and loss adjustment account, we should create the interest on partner's loan account. Now, as we have just now discussed, the preparation of the interest on partner's loan account is not in the scope of this problem. So, let's leave out the interest on partner's loan account related credit entry and let's directly post the profit and loss adjustment account related debit entry into the profit and loss adjustment account. Let's first write to interest on partner's loan account into the particulars column on the debit side. Let's then write the interest on loan given by the partner Aakriti as 600 rupees. Note here that only partner Aakriti has given a loan to the firm. There was no loan given by the partner Bindu to the firm. So, the total of these interests on loan will also be 600 rupees. We write this in the amount column on the debit side. Now, if you carefully analyze the problem, you will realize that there are no other adjustments to be made. So, let's find out the totals and balance to find out the profit to be distributed among the partners. Now, the total on the debit side of the profit and loss adjustment account is 600 rupees. And the total on the credit side of the profit and loss adjustment account is 43,000 rupees. Now, from the total on the credit side, which is 43,000 rupees, if we subtract the total on the debit side, which is 600 rupees, we get 42,400 rupees. This is the balance of the profit amount that should be distributed among the partners. Now, for distributing this profit among the partners, we should transfer this balanced profit amount from the profit and loss adjustment account to the profit and loss appropriation account. Just be aware that as this balanced profit amount is a credit balance in the profit and loss adjustment account, when transferring it to the profit and loss appropriation account, we should transfer it on the credit side. At the same time, as we are transferring this balanced profit amount out of the profit and loss adjustment account, we should debit the profit and loss adjustment account with this amount. So, let's first post the debit entry into the profit and loss adjustment account. Let's first write to profit and loss appropriation account in the particulars column on the debit side. This indicates that we are transferring the balanced profit amount from the profit and loss adjustment account to the profit and loss appropriation account. Let's then write the balance profit amount of 42,400 rupees in the amount column. With that, we have completed the posting of the debit entry related to the transfer of the balance profit amount from the profit and loss adjustment account to the profit and loss appropriation account. Let's now consider the credit entry. As we have already discussed, the credit entry is in the profit and loss appropriation account. So let's post this credit entry in the profit and loss appropriation account. But first, let's prepare the format of the profit and loss appropriation account as it is not yet prepared. Let's first write the title as profit and loss appropriation account. Let's then write the headers DR and CR to designate the debit and credit sides respectively. Let's now have the individual columns. On the debit side, let's have the columns particulars and amount in rupees. Let's have the same columns on the credit side also. Now let's first write by profit and loss adjustment account in the particulars column on the credit side. This indicates that the balance profit amount is transferred from the profit and loss adjustment account to the profit and loss appropriation account. Let's then write the corresponding credit amount of 42,400 rupees into the amount column on the credit side. Now if you carefully analyze the problem, there are no considerations related to partner's salary, interest on capital, and interest on drawings, etc. So this total amount represents the balance profit amount that should be distributed among the partners. As we have already discussed, the profit amount should be distributed among the partners equally or in the ratio of 1:1. To proceed with this calculation, let's first write the header profit sharing. This will indicate that the upcoming calculation is related to the sharing of profit among the partners. To find the profit that should be distributed to each partner, we should divide the total balance profit amount of 42,400 rupees with the total number of partners, which in this case is equal to 2. Cancelling with 2, 2 ones are 2 21,200 are. So the share of profit of each partner is equal to 21,200 rupees. Now for distributing this profit to each of the partners, we should debit the profit and loss appropriation account with this amount for each partner. Also, we should create the individual partner's capital account. Now, the preparation of the partner's capital account is not in the scope of this problem. So, let's leave out the partner's capital account related credit entry and let's directly post the profit and loss appropriation account related debit entry into the profit and loss appropriation account. Let's first write the header profit transferred. Let's then write the profit transferred to partner Aakriti's capital account as 21,200 rupees. Let's then write the profit transferred to partner Bindu's capital account as 21,200 rupees. Let's then write the total profit amount transferred to the individual partners as 42,400 rupees. With that, we have completed all the postings related to this problem. Now it is time to find the totals, balance the accounts, and close the books. Let's start with the profit and loss adjustment account. The total on the debit side of the profit and loss adjustment account is 43,000 rupees. Similarly, the total on the credit side of the profit and loss adjustment account is 43,000 rupees. So the profit and loss adjustment account is balanced. Let us now deal with the profit and loss appropriation account. The total on the debit side of the profit and loss appropriation account is 42,400 rupees. Similarly, the total on the credit side of the profit and loss appropriation account is 42,400 rupees. So the profit and loss appropriation account is also balanced. With that, we have come to the end of this problem. Thanks for watching. edxit.com is started to promote effective and efficient learning process to help the students with their learning requirements. To watch all our videos, please subscribe to our channel. Also, please click on the bell icon to receive a notification as soon as a new video is published. Please click on the like button if you like this video. Thanks for watching.